Okay. Hello, everyone, and lovely to be back with all of you. So, to go straight to the question that Nimrat has asked, कि कितनी देर तक हम सहते रहें, कितनी देर तक हम एक relationship में रहें. These are all very important questions. बहुत लोगों ने ये पूछे भी हैं. One thing is which I always say कि अगर आप वो relationship बहुत सह लिया and you say बस बहुत हद हो गई. I don't want to stay in this relationship. It's not a very close relationship. कोई चाची, कोई ताई, कोई some for yourself. When you're speaking up for yourself, it's always like how should I say? It's for that other person to honor your wishes, right? But if the person is not honoring your wishes, or आप भी थक गए हैं making all those efforts for approval, for getting along because you've been told कि you have to be good, and part of being good is society's norms कि सबके साथ बड़ों के साथ you have to just keep quiet and get along with them, right? और चुप रहो, जो भी बोलते हैं कोई बात नहीं, तुम चुप रहो. And that's what, like Dr. Sachin said, that's where you get hurt and you keep getting hurt. So if you can, and if you reach that stage, wo had tak aap pahunch gaye hain, where you say bahut ho gaya, I'm stepping out of this relationship, it's all right. If you can't step out of a relationship because it's much closer, ये है husband wife की relationship, ये है parent child की relationship, right? If you can't step out of the relationship with guilt and regret, if you can't, अगर आपके पास कोई पछतावा हो या गिल्ट है, मैं गलत कर रही हूँ या गलत कर रहा हूँ, ये मैं गड़बड़ कर रहा हूँ, that's you're not ready to step out of that relationship. आप नहीं जाएंगे. And it's best not to, क्योंकि वो relationship छोड़कर भी, क्योंकि गुस्सा आता है, छोड़कर भी you kind of step out, but you spend all your time in guilt and regret, uska koi fayda nahi hai. Your frequency remains low. So that means there's still some more experience that you want, ताकि आप कहीं हद तक पहुंचेंगे, or some sort of maybe that relationship will change. But the thumb rule, according to me, is if you can leave a relationship without guilt and regret, you're ready to leave it. Okay, so talking about this, ये कब होता है? When are we really ready to leave relationships? It all comes back to soul families. जो Dr. Sachin ने बात की थी, that we all travel lifetime to lifetime, not only with soulmates but soul families. So soul families are a group of about 30 to about 200 souls. They travel together lifetime after lifetime. In some lifetimes, some of the group will not appear in that lifetime. Some will still get together and have all the experiences that you agree to, right? So there is no such thing as, according to me, there is no such thing as soul contract. क्योंकि contract का मतलब ज्यादातर हमारी दुनिया में है, it's something fixed. और इसमें से आप निकल नहीं सकते. ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट तो आपने पूरा करना ही है. You have to meet its terms. पूरा करना है. And जितना भी मैं समझती हूँ of the higher truths, and the more I learn about higher and higher truths, I realize more and more कि हर चीज flexible है. हर चीज. So there's no such thing as soul contracts. There's soul agreements. कि हम agree करते हैं. अच्छा, we'll give each other these agreements. I mean, these experiences. It doesn't mean that we're going to stick to those agreements if we don't want to. किसी भी मोड़ पे, किसी भी टाइम पे, we can leave that agreement. वो हमारे ऊपर है. Because we are powerful beings, we are sovereign beings. So we can leave at any time, right? And that is a very important thing to understand कि हम किसी के साथ भी बंधे नहीं हुए हैं. We are not tied to another person. We can leave. And so what happens is, while we are traveling, soul families are traveling together, you also leave your soul family and you join another soul family. और वो कब होता है? जब आपकी frequency and your level of consciousness changes. So for example, just Nimrat has been talking about levels of consciousness. जैसे आप एक level, because you get born into a family that matches your level of consciousness. So supposing you're in the second level of consciousness, your family members, friends, all will be second level of consciousness. अगर आपने decide कर लिया कि I want to go on a conscious journey, क्योंकि आपने you suddenly realize I'm a spiritual being, और हर answers, all the answers lie in my consciousness. Consciousness क्या है? Your thoughts and emotions. It's literally that. Okay, कोई बहुत बड़ी बात नहीं है what your consciousness is. It's the way you think and you feel. It's your perspective on life. How do you perceive life? How do you perceive experiences? वो है your consciousness, right? So when you start working on your consciousness, because you realize that everything can be sorted out and everything can become so much more happier and joyful and fulfilling. So you go on this conscious journey and you start moving out of the second level of consciousness into the third. What happens is then you kind of almost like leaving your soul family, not leaving them with whoever you have a loving relationship, that never ends. वो कभी खत्म नहीं होता. So that, for example, if your parents are there, your children are still in the second level of consciousness, you have a loving relationship, वो और भी बढ़ती है. It becomes even more loving. So you don't leave people who are where there is love. पर जहाँ भी वो there is hurt, there is people are degrading you or insulting you or whatever, and you're moving into the next level of consciousness, you are going to leave those relationships behind because you start honoring yourself. You say, "Acha, I don't want to be in that sort of sangat. It doesn't suit me anymore. I'm not vibing. जो हम करते हैं ना vibrations. I'm not vibing with such people, right?" So that's when you get into a soul family, be much more in alignment with the frequency that you, right? So, that's so much about soul families and how they travel together. This whole thing about relationships is also dependent on जो हम कहते हैं where we get disappointed, हमारे expectations, others' expectations on us and our expectations of others, right? Everybody will tell you अगर relationships में इतनी expectations है वो तो खराब हो जाएगी, टूट जाएगी, ये वो. That's the truth. But the main point is that you are at the center of that of your universe, your reality, your relationship. Supposing you just hold out your fist in front of you. You just make a fist, hold it out in front of you, right? Like this. And there are all these people are around you. Now, whatever your vibration is that you're sending out from yourself, you're attracting those people into your life. So, बहुत लोग कहते हैं अच्छा I've had बहुत बुरी relationships हुई है मेरी in my life, and now I want somebody who's I want people in my life who are loving, who are generous, patient है, tolerant है, giving है, fun loving, joyful, वो सब चाहिए मुझे. And I always tell them, हाँ, that's very nice, बहुत अच्छा है, but are you like that? Because your vibration and your frequency is going to attract you exactly what you are. So that is the thing, is to first become in anything. This is the most important point in everything, in relationships, is you have to be, which I tell everyone, is you have to be selfish to be selfless. तो पहले अपने आप पर अगर आप focus करेंगे, concentrate करेंगे, I'm going to take myself into higher and higher levels of maybe love, then I'm going to attract more loving people into my life, more generous, more patient, more tolerant. वो तो खुद ब खुद होगा. Yeah. So that whole thing of sacrifice then is a very fear-based thing. And selfishness is a very noble thing. कि जब आप अपने ऊपर focus करते हैं कि what am I like? Because another thing happens कि हम कहते हैं कि oh, that one is so critical of me, that one is like that, has so many expectations of me. But why is that happening? It's like Nimrit just described कि जो आपके expectations हैं, what are your expectations of yourself? If you have expectations of yourself, if you have judgment of yourself, so that is going to be your vibration to everybody around you. और फिर क्या होगा? You'll be loaded with everybody's expectations. You'll be loaded with everybody's judgment. फिर क्या होता है, then you again in turn you start judging them back. तो ये ना, it's a vicious cycle जो शुरू हो जाता है, and it doesn't ever break until you realize कि ये हो रहा है. You know, they're criticizing me, फिर I'm feeling very resentful and I'm criticizing them. भी ये तो इनको ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए, ये these people are like this, like this, like this, like this, and that whole thing goes on and on and on. So it's kind of in that never-ending cycle which we really need to, if you break it by being selfish and focusing on yourself and saying, okay, what are the expectations I'm putting on myself? What are the judgments I'm putting on myself? Because if I start going easy and really start again self-love, start loving myself, then could, you know, the whole thing, you become more loving. And there isn't that imbalance in love, which is that giving and receiving of love. When you don't find yourself lovable because you're in so much, you're so self-critical in judgment of yourself, then you know, you are not able to even receive the love. You're not even able to see love that other people have for you because you don't love yourself. So people around you will say, you know, we really love you, you know, you're really lovable, we love you, but you can't see it because you don't find yourself lovable. So again, the whole thing again comes back to you. Every time it comes back to you, and working on yourself, starting to love yourself, be less critical. Not only less critical, stop being critical and just say, okay, I'm on my journey and I'm working on myself. That's a wonderful place. And you will start attracting people who are of the same frequency as you, because your vibration is rising higher and higher when you start loving yourself, when you stop criticism and judgment of yourself, right? Then the other thing that I just want to mention briefly before the answers, question and answer start, is the difference between attachment and love. So love jo hai, it just flows from your heart, and it's a wonderful thing. Usko zarur just let it flow. When does love become attachment? Attachment is from the altered ego. Love is from the soul. Attachment is from the altered ego. वो है when you become very clingy or needy, you know, without this person in my life, मेरी जिंदगी अधूरी रह जाती है, मैं अधूरा रह जाता हूँ, whatever. Okay, so that is attachment. That's becoming very clingy and needy. Again, it'll come back to self-love. When you start loving yourself, you become so self-sufficient that people are in your life because you enjoy having them in your life, but not because you need them or you're dependent on them. The other form that attachment takes is जो हम बोलते हैं enabling and empowering, usually between parents and children, कि ओ मेरा ये लड़का है, ये मेरी लड़की है, बस इसको तो खुशियां ही खुशियां देनी है, and you don't let that child do anything for themselves. You're busy doing everything for them. Here you want money, here it is. Here you want me to get you admission, मैं उसके साथ बात करता हूँ, उसके ऐसे ऐसे करता हूँ, I'll get you admission. So that whole thing of enabling, doing everything for your child, that's again a form of attachment, because in those cases, that person's forgotten that they are God energy, and they've also forgotten that the child is that same energy, that mighty soul, वो जो आत्मा है, जो कुछ भी कर सकती है, पर हम मौका ही नहीं देते उसको कुछ करने का, because we are so busy in our attachment doing everything for the child, right? So the opposite of attachment is enabling, is empowerment, जहां आप कहते हैं, look, you do it. अगर आपको कोई सहायता चाहिए, I'll see whatever I can do to help you, but you've got to do it. Feel your own power. Discover yourself, how powerful you are, how wonderful you are. So that is another form of attachment. And the third attachment is, और हम ये सब करते हैं, हम सब करते हैं, all of us human beings, we do it. We want to fix and repair, ना, हम जो भी हमारे you know, all our loved ones, कि ओहो ये इतनी दुखी है, या ये इतना उदास है, अब ना ऐसे इसको something or the other, अब तुम ना ऐसे ऐसे करो, then you will get out of this problem, तुम ऐसे करो, this, that. We're busy trying to organize their lives for them. You know, that is attachment. Instead of, again, it comes from that thing that not realizing how powerful we are, not realizing how powerful anybody else is, and not letting them have their own journey. So that is again that form of attachment. To step back a little bit and say that person is on their journey. I can always give support. I can always sit there and listen to them, give my suggestions, but not try to run around and do everything for them, fix it for them. You know, oh, usne aise kaha, chalo theek hai. Some friend rumbles to you about some other friend. Okay, I'll show that friend what it is. But you actually helping that friend. Look, if that person did that or said that, stand up for yourself. That is a form of love, great love, empowering love. So these were just a few of the points that I wanted to bring up.
Vandana has put up a question: how can we love ourselves?
So this is a question I get asked very often, uh, very often, because it's so important. And in fact, somebody recently asked, and he's listening on this call, so I'm glad that I'll be answering him also in this particular point. One of the very important things, Vandana, is ki aap likh lo where you find yourself saying, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, that was wrong of me, or that was bad of me. Or you find yourself looking in the past and saying, wo maine galat kiya, or that was absolutely wrong. You know, wherever you are being the victim, you're not loving yourself. You're not being the empowered being. For example, that person did this to me, that person said this to me, circumstances were like this. I'm the poor victim. You're not loving yourself as an empowered being. Because when you realize and you understand who you are, and even theoretically, if you just understood yourself theoretically and you say, okay, I am this empowered being, so I don't need to be a victim and blame everybody else for whatever happened in my life, but that I am a co-creator. That is part of starting to love yourself as who you really are. Okay, so every time, whatever, the first thing is awareness. Where am I judging myself? Every single day, what I start feeling low. Oh, you know, and it comes through even competition and comparison. That person can do that. I can't do that. I'm not good enough. All these feelings, you know, and these are very normal things in day-to-day life. You hear about somebody, oh, that person can do something like that. मेरे से तो होता नहीं है, मेरे से तो ऐसे ही नहीं है, you know, whatever. And the thing is, to have that, to understand that you are always running yourself down. Wherever you're running yourself down, you say, no, but I have other qualities. And I've chosen to develop those qualities. I haven't discovered all of myself. So I'm going to discover all of myself and I'm going to love every bit of it. And जो भी चीजें जो आपको लग रही हैं that they're not good. For example, I always lose my temper. So that's not a good thing about me. But as long as you judge it, that temper is never going to be solved. It's never going to be resolved. So you say, I lost my temper, theek hai, and you just kind of accept it. You say, okay, but I'm going to, next time what I'll do is I'll breathe deeply. I'll just try and calm myself. I'll walk out of the room, but I'll always keep trying to master my temper kyunki mujhe malum hai it sometimes hurts and harms other people. It certainly hurts and harms me jab main gusse mein hu. So, I'm going to be like I'm not going to think of my flaws as bad things, but just some things that one would like to master. So those are just beginning points of self-love.
What is the thin line between self-love and being selfish? This is another question which has been put in the chat.
Okay. According to me, self-love and being selfish, my definition of selfish is the same thing. It's the same thing. It means paying attention to yourself. It means becoming aware of your thoughts and emotions and working your way through all that troubles you, letting go of limitations and fears, embracing all that is lovely and wonderful, and reaching out for more within yourself, discovering more of yourself. So that's being selfish. That's my definition of being selfish. So that's not, if you take time to spend on yourself, that's selfishness. Others will tell you it's selfish. Okay, that's what I mean. But actually, it's self-love, and it's very necessary, because when you start loving yourself is when you automatically and very naturally start vibrating in a love frequency, and everybody around you is benefited through that. That's why I say it's very important to be selfish in order to be selfless. That is serving others. When we all talk about seva, service, not before you can't do seva if you are still unhealed. It's best to heal yourself first, and then you can do seva, and it'll be absolutely natural and flowing.
Very good.
Yeah, I'll just add to that one line. Yeah, just one line to this. Being self-love and selfish. Whenever you feel guilty that I can't, that I have to do something for somebody because they need to. Whenever you put that guilt wala act, then there's no point doing it. Please first do whatever you feel like doing for yourself first, and you don't feel guilty about it either. That, oh my God, now see, I didn't pay attention to this person and I was doing my own thing. You have to honor who you are. So honor that clearly without that guilt, because guilt always comes in love, like I have to extend myself for somebody else. I have to be there for that person. And not always. Unless you feel satisfied and you are not, fully nurtured yourself, like Ocean said, you can't you can't do anything. So take the time out. If you're not in your headspace, you're not ready to give that time to somebody, just say, I need some time, another time. Do not feel guilty.
Absolutely. And another thing is कि हमें relationships में ना we should be childlike. कई बार हम क्या कर रहे हैं ना, जैसे we are waiting, now this wife is waiting for the husband कि वो याद रखे. हमें चेक करती हूँ इसको मेरा बर्थडे याद रहता है कि नहीं रहता है ना, या एनिवर्सरी याद रहती है कि नहीं रहती है. Rather, what we should do is we should be doing like children. अब बच्चे क्या करते हैं, एक बर्थडे निकला नहीं, नेक्स्ट बर्थडे की प्लानिंग शुरू कर देते हैं कि मुझे ये चाहिए ये चाहिए. They have long list of items they want on their birthday. So we should be childlike when behaving with each other. That playfulness, that childfulness itself is like a good expression of self-love as well as being in awareness. रादर देन कि मैं टेस्ट करूं कि वो याद रखता है नहीं रखता, मैं पहली लिस्ट दे देता हूं कि मुझे तो यही आइटम्स चाहिए अपने बर्थडे में. वी शुड बी इन दैट प्लेफुलनेस ऑलवेज. अच्छा, another question is it love or attachment? How to be sure about that? Love and attachment.
Whenever there is a need, whenever there is need in that love, I need this person in my life. Without this person, I will be, मैं अधूरी होंगी या मैं अधूरा रह जाऊंगा. मेरी जिंदगी is going to बहुत बेकार होगी. That is attachment. Okay, when you are loving, it just flows from knowing yourself as a person who loves himself or herself, and then the love just flows. And I'm very happy to have that person as my husband, as my wife, as my parent, as my child, as my friend. You're very happy. If that person goes away for 2 months, 3 months, you're happy for that person because they're going for advancement in their career, या कुछ उनकी और कोई उनकी ख्वाहिश पूरी कर रहे हैं. So you're happy. It's not that, oh, ab chale gaye, so now what am I going to do? I'm going to be so lonely. That is all attachment, forms of attachment. I hope that's thing. And what I spoke about earlier. Yeah.
So Dr. Aniket has asked कि guilt comes when one decides to leave the grandparents as they are old and dependent, but due to lack of flexibility are unable to fit in the new joint family. How to go about it?
So it depends on whether, again, your grandparents, because you will have other siblings also, right? And there is always a very flexible way of working around this. I know of grandparents, they go from one set of grandchildren to another set, 4 months, 4 months, 4 months. There's all sorts of arrangements that people make. And grandparents are also very happy to fall in. And even the young people themselves, they say, acha, 4 mahine is fine. It's doable. All the time may not be doable, The other thing is we underestimate the grandparents. We underestimate their ability to live by themselves, to have a very fruitful, fulfilling life, and we really underestimate that. And then we get into all those guilt things. If there is a problem of, there are certain things that they are incapable of doing physically or not, then you can kind of take turns to spend time with them, or have somebody there and come visiting. There's so many flexible things. Nothing is bad or wrong. If you can't do it, it's not bad or wrong. You will be there and you will do as much as you can, and that's wonderful. And let the guilt go, because wo guilt ke saath to kuch bhi nahi ho raha. It's not solving anything. It's just adding to the problem, adding to the energy. Yeah.
Hello.
Another interesting question. Juni Chawla has asked, does the soul have expectations from the human form? And another question is, how does one decide if a prospective partner is from your soul family?
Okay. So the soul has no expectations. Expectations is very, very few-based. None whatsoever. The soul is like, kahin bhi jao, idhar bhi jao, udhar bhi jao. It's kind of happy. It's like that child. It's what, like Dr. Sachin said, very childlike, very, and because it knows its own being and its own power and its own magnificence, it goes everywhere. And even the human body and the human experience is just here to enjoy. One thing I would like to really love to mention here is, बहुत सारे लोग, they don't even realize कि one of our purposes of life is actually, and the ultimate purpose in life is to find joy in every moment.
And bliss.
Joy.
Yes.
Absolutely. And that's what the soul comes for. It comes for the sheer joy of mastering this physical life and finding joy in the mastery, finding joy in the journey. And usually everybody says, अच्छा, if you want to move on your conscious journey, इतने घंटे तो meditation करनी चाहिए, इतने घंटे yoga करना चाहिए, इतने घंटे सेवा करनी चाहिए, this. But what about joy? Nobody mentions it. Yet it is one of the highest frequencies that a human being can attain. And why not? Because when you're in joy, you're in a very high frequency. And the second question is, I've forgotten that. What was that? Soul family. How do you know prospective person is?
Prospective partner is from your soul family.
It's a feeling of comfort, familiarity, that I know this person from somewhere. This person, I just feel very comfortable. I don't feel odd. I don't feel the same. There's something very, very easy about my interaction. Even the first time we met or the second time we met, it was a very easy interaction. I felt like I knew this person from earlier.
I think one has to get in touch with one's inner feelings to to know this. So
Yes,
there would be
yes.
intense feeling of a past life thing, or a sense of knowing that you know this person, as Ocean has said. So your feelings, inner feelings, would always tell you. So we have to become more and more intuitive to get to know these things. And intuition would come with calmness. Once we are calm, we can feel more, we can sense more. Another question is how to overcome the guilt of something you have done. As sometimes some incidents are all over me, although I know it can't be undone. So again, guilt. How do we overcome guilt?
Yeah, I'll just comment a little bit to say about this because I was just answering this lady. There's you've never done anything wrong. At that time, that's the best you could understand it. So you did it the best way. There was never, okay, I could have done it better, because you would have done it better. You would have done it the best way you knew. Later, you can turn around and say, oh, it didn't go down too well, or, these changes. But that's the evolution, right? That's how we learn. So there's no need to feel guilty. You just have to tell yourself every time that was the best I could do. That's all I knew at that point in time. Now I know better. And that is very easy then to move on, because I remember asking Ocean this question a long time ago, the same question. I was like, I was so guilty. I left my children and I had to do that job. So, and now I just look back and every time I'm so hurt with it. She says, no, you didn't know any better. You did the best you could. And at once I felt better. I was like, yeah, that was the best decision I could make. So why am I going on feeling guilty? That's the ego state which keeps coming in. Yeah.
Very nice. I feel alone, so I want to attach with people. How can I free myself from attachments again? Attachments, regarding attachments. So partly it has been answered already.
Yeah.
Maybe Ocean, you can elaborate a little more on this.
Mm.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't get the question. Could you just repeat that again? If I feel lonely?
Yeah.
I
Wants
feel alone.
attachment.
Yeah. So I want to attach with people. And how can I
Yeah,
free myself from attachments?
okay. Yeah, this loneliness is actually, it's not a very rare problem. It's a very common thing, actually.
Mm.
You know, you can be in a crowd and feel lonely. You can be, so it's all a matter of, again, what is the vibration you send out? If you're sending out, I'm lonely, I'm lonely, you are going to be lonely. You're giving energy to it. You're becoming that energy. I'm alone. Okay. So is to change that energy. And as you change your own energy, you just start attracting people, and you also make that effort to interact with people. That's not attachment. That's just working and mastering on getting more people into your life with whom you will have a lovely interaction with. So that's got nothing to do with attachment. I would say stop saying that you're alone or that you're lonely, but say I'm moving to become more open to all sorts of friendships, and I'm going to go out to places. And if you sit at home alone, then of course you're not going to make those friends except through social media. I wouldn't advise that. But really going to meeting places, supposing you like to go to the gym, speaking to the person next to you, going for a walk in the park, speaking to that person, just saying hello, just striking up friendship, meeting other friends of your cousins or your relatives, and if you're a shy person, then finding that joy in overcoming your shyness. Okay, today I'm going to speak at least 2 sentences more. Yeah. And a lot of people feel shy because they say, okay, I don't think I contribute anything worthwhile to a conversation. And that a lot of people come to me and they come with this problem. So I say, no, when you start speaking and when now you're talking to me, you've already told me this, and and let me tell you, at least 50 other people don't know about all these things that you know. And that's a fact for all of us. So just talk, speak 2-3 sentences more, believe in yourself, feel that you have worthwhile to contribute. And again, it comes from that self-love and that whole self-critical thing, moving away from that, and you will attract people into your life, and you won't be lonely, and neither will you be attached. Yeah.
I wanted to know that if after having a conflict with a dear one, there is a lot of internal conversation, and then if we again meet that same person, should we sit down and sort out those internal conversations, or let it go, because that doesn't actually go in from inside, those internal conversations. So should we pick up the topic again, or should we let it go verbally?
If it Yeah, if it's bothering you, it's always a wonderful
Yeah.
thing to talk it out. And I think
Okay.
Nimrit adds to that a little bit whatever after whatever I've said, because I remember a story which was really very funny, and I always love relating this story. Is One of the things, actually, most important things in relationships, which I think we haven't mentioned right now, is communication. There must be communication. If it's a loved one, if you don't have communication, there are going to be problems. So it's very, very important to communicate what you're feeling, what you're thinking, asking the other person, look, did I misunderstand you? Did you misunderstand me? Let's just talk about it. So the story that I'm going to relate is, there's this IAS officer many years ago, and she got married. It was a love marriage with another IAS officer, and her mother-in-law didn't like her at all. So what she did is, 6 months into the marriage, she said, Mummy, will you please come into my room? And so when her mother-in-law came in, she just locked the door, and she says, okay, we're going to sit in this room and we're going to just talk. What is it that you don't like about me? We're going to sort this out, because I love your son, you love your son, and it's important that we get along. So I'm not going to let you out of this room until you sort it out with me. Let's just talk about this. And from that day on, in fact, they had a fantastic relationship. you know. So sometimes it's not only sometimes, but if it's bothering you, please go ahead and talk to those people, talk to your loved ones, because they are loved ones, and it's going to bother you. If it was a stranger, you would forget about it in 2 days, you know. But if it's a loved one, it bothers you, you value that relationship, please sit down and talk.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
If you get yourself busy in your profession to get away from the feeling of loneliness, is that the best way to overcome? I think
No, not at all. Why would you overcome it like that? I mean, why would you want to suppress this feeling of aloneness? So, like Ocean has already spoken about aloneness. It's like, you're feeling shy, you don't want to go out and meet other people. It could be so many other things, but you could be in a crowd and feel alone. So go out and find the people you vibrate with. You're here on this planet for exactly that. You're here for joy. So why would you want to not feel enjoy and bury yourself in under work because you say I'm lonely? So address this issue, that what am I lonely about? What is it that is not sitting with me very well? What do you want? What is your soul wanting to experience? Go out and do all of those things. Don't like settle it. अच्छा काम कर रही हूँ तो मैं बहुत busy हूँ तो मेरे पास time नहीं है. Don't do that, because in fact this lockdown has made us connect with so many people, with all our loved ones. We're busy calling. So use this opportunity, connect with people. Don't feel, because every time you're trying to hide something within you, you will try and divert it, like, okay, I'll give an excuse of work. That's just an excuse. But if it is a feeling of experiencing yourself, please go out there and do not feel shy. Just go out and do it. Don't be bold.